Hey guys, what is going on? It's Cal and Sal here, coming to you live
Hi,
from Las Vegas. What is going on, guys? And Sal.
Oh, it's great to be here in Vegas. Although I'm licking my wounds today, Cal.
Yeah, we just hit the sports book. Sal, as you can see on the next slide, once I pull it up, had a brutal week one of the Blazing 500. The playoffs have not been kind to him. Cal, on the other hand, is looking like he's kind of been the mastermind behind the organization this whole season. Those of you guys that bet with Cal, congratulations, good choice. I did recommend that last week. I said the house money's always on Cal, but I think Sal's going to come back strong this week. But let's take a look at some of the bets that we made last week and talk about how they went. So, as you can see, I went up $89 on the initial 500. Did lose the Titans. They played a bad game. That defense just didn't have it.
Well, I had some money on that Titan team, too, and I took a tumble there.
You sure did. A lot more than I did, actually.
Yeah.
I had $25 on the Super Bowl futures and $50 on the game, winning outright. But that defense really crumbled, and Lamar was running all over them. He looked pretty good. What do you think about Lamar against Josh Allen this week? What do you think we're going to see there?
Well, I'm reluctant to ever bet against Josh Allen right now. I just think he's got the hot hand, and so.
Yeah.
But I was impressed with Lamar's escapability and his ability to, just create. He just independently creating. He does a lot like Aaron Rodgers, except, Aaron will break free and then make a dagger pass.
Yeah.
Whereas, Lamar, at least for that game, was able to make a dagger run, which is a tougher thing to do.
Now, keep in mind, though, especially going forward on our bets, that the Texans put up, 38 points against the Titans just the week before, and they almost beat them.
Right.
So that defense is questionable, because the Texans are a 4-12 team, and they almost won. So I think Lamar's going to struggle a little harder against Buffalo. But I was still impressed with his running ability, and and the untold story of that game was that the Baltimore defense is legit. They held Derrick Henry to 40 yards rushing on 22 carries.
Yeah, Derrick has been the man for a lot of this year in terms of the way we've called these games, but
didn't have it that week.
The offensive line just could not open the holes that he needs to get there.
Baltimore's a physical team. They're a really good defense mixed with a high-powered running offense. Their weakness is they can't really throw over the top that well.
Right.
They stick to their strengths, and they could be dangerous in the playoffs. But I still like Buffalo better, as we'll touch into here. But just going over the last bets here, it seemed like every bet, in fact, yes, every bet you made did lose. You're down to $150 net worth.
I'm down, yeah. And this was all, we came out here to celebrate and came out here to just enjoy ourselves here in Vegas. It's a little nippy, we get this January weather, but I just enjoy being here, playing, being around the sports book, talking to other professional bettors, and doing my part to try to help out what I could, in terms of I was going for some big scores, trying to really help out some of the things I support, but just didn't happen for
well, if you really go belly up, I'll still I'll pay your room and board at the hotel tonight.
No, you don't need to do that. You've got that. I've got some clients I'm visiting, so I've got some clients here in the Vegas area that I see probably quarterly, and I'll be able to write most of this travel expense off, as you know, under the Internal Revenue Service regulations. Absolutely.
Well, my $89 can go a long way compared to your, we'll say, $350 of losses. Anyway, so. But my great picks were Rams over Seattle straight up. You knew that was coming. Russell Wilson was awful all season, ever since week 6. Again, looked like a sub-tier NFL quarterback. Bucks over Washington, that was pretty much guaranteed money. Although I must say, Heineke looked pretty impressive.
Yeah, I was impressed with that young man.
He kind of looked like I dare say, a slightly rich man's Kyler Murray. A little more mobile, and his arm was okay. I'd say it was on par with Kyler Murray. But he was actually, I would say, even more mobile than Kyler Murray. He was kind of I was surprised how good he was.
A little spark plug.
He might have just had a great game, though.
Just a little spark plug.
He was. And then I also called the Browns over the Steelers straight up and made a killing on that one, too. That was probably my best bet. So it was a good week for Cal, no question. Almost all my bets paid off with the exception of the Titans. And then we're going to get on here to our Week 2 picks. Sal's really hurt, so his picks are going to be a little limited this week, unfortunately, for the Blaze 500 because he's down to $150. But we'll start with Cal here. I still have all my live futures, which I guess I'm not even accounting for in my net worth, that those have increased slightly in value. But I have a lot of live futures still in play. But for the divisional round here, I got Buffalo over the Ravens. I'm actually playing the money line there just because, what are the odds it's going to be closer than 2.5 points anyway? I might as well take the extra money here. Then the payoff you get on betting negative 140, I think it was. Pretty confident about that. I really like what I'm seeing out of Josh Allen. Green Bay, a southern team going up into the north, the Rams. Injured Jared Goff with a swollen hand, just 2 weeks off surgery. I don't think they're going to have the firepower to stick with Aaron Rodgers there, especially a warm weather team going up north into Green Bay. Green Bay's been great all season, so I'm putting a pretty hefty chunk of money there, $200.
Was that straight up bet?
Straight up bet on winning the game. I didn't really like the spread that much on that one. Generally, I'm not a big spread guy, unless in the case of Buffalo where it makes sense. And then my next one was Tampa Bay straight up over New Orleans, plus 145. Again, avoiding the spread here. It was -3 for New Orleans. I'm not in the business of pushes, if that's what you're looking for. So I think Brady's just got a lot to play for here. He wants that Super Bowl bad to prove he was the guy, not Belichick. So I think, in that case, you got to go Brady just for how much is on the line for him. He's looked sharp the last 5 weeks, and I think that offense is still really starting to get into gear. They can pass protect now. They have better blocking schemes against blitzes, and the receivers. It took a while to get the chemistry going, but they're looking early whenever those blitz packages are coming, and that's what was holding up the Bucs early in the season. Plus, Leonard Fournette being a receiving option for the outlets has just been great for them compared to Ronald Jones, who has still been out on injury, which has kind of been a blessing in disguise. No offense to Ronald Jones, but and then finally I got Cleveland straight up $20 there, plus 400 over KC. I know that's a long shot bet. KC is just a powerhouse. You got Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins. Just a stacked team and an excellent defense. Mahomes has not been playing great. He's kind of got Russell Wilson syndrome. But I think that team, the receiving corps, you can pretty much insert anybody, and that's still a very dangerous team. And then I'm also taking the money line at plus 10, $30 there to kind of hedge against my own bet there. Because I just really like that Cleveland team. Baker's look great, and I love that running game. Chubby's great. And that's all my picks. So, Sal, do you want to talk about your...
as I was saying to Cal, let's jump right on his thoughts about the Tampa Bay game, the Tampa Bay New Orleans game. I've got to recover. I'm down to $150 of hard good cash left, so I've got to make some smart plays here. So I'm taking the Tampa Bay team. I feel much like Cal did that Brady's got a lot to prove this year, and though the team has been up and down, I sure saw them on a very up scale when they humiliated the Packer team that I do truly love. So I'm going to go with that Tampa Bay team. I think they'll carry the day. So I've got a little wager down. I believe that was $60 of my remaining $150, and I'm putting $70 on the Cleveland Browns. I was under the mistaken impression that it was a 10.5 point spread, but Cal has informed me that has now dropped to 10. But I still feel the boys in Vegas are a little generous with the point spread there, and I really feel giving me 10 points is going to put me over the top, and old Sal will be back in business here pretty soon. I'll have a polished ball for the lanes. I'll be ready. So I'm looking good, and then I do believe I have a long-term play of $10.
Yeah, the plus 900 Super Bowl Tampa Bay.
You're right. I took this is my one play to try to really get back in black. You guys, some of you may remember the famous rock and roll foursome of AC/DC out of that Australia country. They have a famous song called Back in Black, and that's what old Sal hopes to be, back in black when I win this, if Tampa Bay can carry the day and win the Super Bowl, although that will make me sad about my Packers. However, I also wanted to mention on that Cleveland team that you do have that guy, that chubby fella that I've been really high on all year, and he's just been looking outstanding. And then, of course, you've got Baker Mayfield starting to play and perform like people had hoped he would. I've got a brother-in-law that's from the Cleveland area, and he's been really reluctant to get on that Baker Mayfield train, but even he's beginning to do a very muted choo-choo. So, yeah.
You really can't deny Baker. I mean, he's just, the talent's there, the moxie, the spunk. I love everything about Baker.
Yeah, so we got some hopes for this divisional round. And
yeah, it'll be a good week. Hopefully, you can come back get at least to 500. I'd like to see. You
I'd like that.
I'd like to see you get back to at least.
I would
neutrality.
really like that.
And me, maybe I can push it up to $800 this week. Let's see how this goes. I like our picks this week. Me and you basically.
I had a number of fellows that knew me,
saw
me down at the sports book, and they were all patting me on the back, telling me, "Hey, rough weekend." Had a lot of free lattes and Starbucks coffees bought for me. Even a couple of scotches in the evening. But a lot of my fellow players were feeling my pain.
I feel for you, Sal. I feel for you, but
thanks
you guys for sticking with us. Sal did stick with Cal this week, so notice his bets are the same as mine, so they'll be on the money.
We'll both be crying or either singing the blues or singing our praises. One of the two.
But so thanks for sticking with us, guys. Let us know in the comments what you think about these picks. If you have any of your own you want to chime in, you can get a late entry into the Blazing 500. But either way, thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah, God bless y'all, and stay safe, stay away from that COVID thing, and take care of yourself and your family.
And go Pack, go.
Yeah, and let's look for those Packers on Saturday.